Boy, it seems like you learn and you learn and you learn, and still, it's like you're no closer to your goals. Why can't you succeed and go further? Well, it turns out there are recipes for success that winners use, and you can too. For one thing, it just may be that you haven't applied the 5-hour rule. Now, the 5-hour rule is one of the most effective techniques of learning created by the founder of Impact, Michael Simmons. This concept goes back to Benjamin Franklin, who spent time every day setting goals, learning new things, and experimenting. This strategy is used by Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Oprah Winfrey, and Elon Musk, who have all reached, shall we say, a very high level of achievement, right? So, to be like these folks, do what they do. Invest regular time on deliberate learning. There are 3 main steps: reading, reflecting, and experimenting. Harry Truman said, "Not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers." Bill Gates reads 1 book every week. Elon Musk is sure that reading makes him learn faster than anything else. And Warren Buffett spends 5 to 6 hours a day reading. So read at least 1 hour a day. Read during breaks, before bed, or get into audiobooks. This will really push you towards the results you seek. The next step is reflection. Take time to reflect on what you read. How can you absorb and use it in life or work? Can it give you outstanding results? Analyze, take notes, ask questions. Jeff Weiner, LinkedIn CEO, spends 2 hours every day to think about the day's activities. So review your week and take a fresh look at all your work and personal decisions. Did you make any mistakes? What did you learn? And what can you do to be even more effective? Finally, experiment. If you've read new information, test it and see whether it works for you. Have courage to try new unconventional approaches in your work. Should you follow someone else's footsteps? Or can you blaze your own trail? Every product or service you know and love today is the result of a thought someone else had. So go out and create your own. Of course, this 5-hour rule isn't the only technique the rich and successful follow. Here are some other ones that can help you succeed. The Eisenhower Matrix. This simple method was created by General Dwight Eisenhower and is mentioned in multiple productivity books, including The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. At the beginning of your workday, take some paper or use your work journal, draw a big box, and then divide it into 4 squares. Write important and non-important next to the boxes down the left side, and urgent and not urgent above the boxes across the top. Then, fill these squares by assigning the tasks you might need to do according to importance and urgency. Your focus should be on activities in the important and not urgent category, like learning, exercise, personal growth, etc. That's where your most important activities live, but they get easily pushed aside by the urgent and not important stuff. Your goal is to spend your day only doing the top 2 important boxes, and to eliminate the activities in the bottom 2 not important boxes, like surfing the net, watching TV, stuff that wastes your time, etc. 90-minute intervals. Researchers from Florida State discovered an interesting pattern. Top performers from any field who focus on one thing for 90 minutes are much more productive than others who grind out hour after hour behind the desk. So here's an idea for you. Try to concentrate for 90 minutes straight on something important and then give yourself a 15-minute break. Watch Brightside. Do a little workout, take a walk in the park, and then start another 90-minute focus block. This will allow you to recharge and get back in the game with new, exciting ideas. X Method. The X Method is something you know very well already. You put up a calendar above your desk, set a goal for yourself, and mark a big X for every day you stuck to it. This technique can help you achieve anything you put your mind to, thanks to one little detail that you lack: consistency. The chain of X's in your calendar reminds you how far you've come and motivates you to keep going. Your goal here is to not break the chain. Comedian Jerry Seinfeld credits this for much of his massive success. His X was to write one new joke every day. Worked out pretty well, huh? If you need some extra motivation, set a reward for yourself once you hit the finish line. It can be anything – lunch at your favorite place, a concert, or anything that floats your boat. Peak hours. You can group the people in the world into two types – early birds and night owls. And most people have certain times of the day where their power is the highest and they get a lot done. So to increase your productivity, you have to make your own schedule and figure out your 2 to 3 peak hours. For example, I can't focus well in the afternoon and evening. I'd rather just relax. But the next day, when the clock strikes 9 a.m., I'm enthusiastic and excited and can easily do the hardest task till about noon. And that's the key to this method. Find these 2 to 3 peak hours when you're the most productive and perform the most important and productive work during that time. You can do all the other stuff in the remainder of the day. Energy levels. Peak hours are best combined with your energy levels. Your energy may depend on the day of the week and affect your productivity, and everyone's different. For example, let's say on Mondays, your energy is high thanks to an awesome weekend. It's a fine time to plan your week. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are your peak days. Brainstorm, get the most difficult tasks done, and experiment. On Thursdays, your personal energy begins to slow down, so it's better to organize a meeting with your team. And on Fridays, you can't think of anything else but the weekend, so leave it for long-term planning and easy tasks. Like I said, it's different for everyone, so keep a log and see where your highest energy is, then plan around that. 4 distractions. It's hard to get things done when you're distracted. And we live in the most distracted time in history, so you're not alone. There are 4 main types. Mental distractions are thoughts that pop into your head that aren't connected to your goal. If you notice this type of distraction coming, just stop and ask yourself, what is my focus right now? This will snap you out of it. Physical distractions are any objects that draw your attention away from focus. To minimize them, clean your environment and make sure there's nothing around that can sidetrack your mind. The same thing goes for digital disruptions. Hide your phone, turn off the TV, and pack away your PlayStation. And finally, those pesky social distractions. Let people around you know you're not available at certain focus times, but you'll be happy to talk at certain other times. These 4 steps will bring your concentration back to work. 2-minute rule. In his book, Getting Things Done: The Art of Stress-Free Productivity, David Allen describes a simple rule. If your task can be done in just 2 minutes, do it. You don't even have to put it in your to-do list. Do it right here on the spot. And if your goal takes way more than 2 minutes to complete, at least start it. Just make sure you do the Eisenhower analysis first to judge whether this task is vital or even worth doing at all. If not, delete it. 80-20 rule. This productivity rule, also known as the Pareto principle, is astounding but true. Roughly 20% of what you do gives you 80% of the final results, which also means 80% of what you do only leads to 20% of your results. Wow! Looking for more time in your day? Figure out what this most productive 20% is, then spend more time working the 20% and stop doing the 80% or do less of it. 2 pizzas rule. Sounds yummy. Organizing a meeting to brainstorm with your team can be a good idea. However, you probably know how it goes when there are too many people there. Instead of shooting ideas one after another, you spend an hour on silly and irrelevant discussions and waste your precious time. So, whenever you want to organize a meeting, ask yourself one simple question. Can you order just 2 pizzas to feed everyone there? If it's more than 2, then your meeting team is way too big to be productive. Finally, learn to say no to all the many attractive, shiny things that call to you saying, "Look at me," begging for your attention, but only distract you and are ultimately a waste of your time. Maybe Twitter, Facebook, TV, gossip, etc. All the fun stuff, right? This may be the hardest one, and yet the most effective one. Just say no. So, do you have any productivity tricks of your own? Tell me all about it in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and click subscribe. Stay with us on the bright side of life.